give the formula for the following compounds. We have copper 2 sulfate. So copper 2 would be a Cu with a +2 charge. Sulfate is SO4 with a -2 charge. If we cross the charges and brought the 2 from the copper charge down to sulfate, and the -2 dropping the sign and bringing it down for the copper, we would end up with Cu2 SO4 2. But we can reduce this down, factoring a 2 out of each of those, and end up with just Cu SO4. Sodium carbonate. The sodium ion is a well-behaved cation, so we can look at the periodic table and see that it's simply 1 away from the nearest noble gas, giving it a +1 charge. Carbonate is from the table of polyatomic ions, and it's a CO3 with a -2 charge. If I cross the charges on this one, I'm going to end up with Na2CO3. And even if those numbers had been where you could reduce them down, the CO3 is part of a polyatomic ion. We do not reduce the subscripts within the polyatomic ion, only the ones that might fall outside of the parentheses. We have aluminum phosphide. Aluminum, from the periodic table, we can see that it's 3 away from the nearest noble gas. It is a well-behaved cation. And phosphide is based on phosphorus, and it is also 3 away from the nearest noble gas, but in the opposite direction. If we cross our charges, we will end up with Al3P3, which can be reduced down into just AlP. Carbon monoxide. Our prefixes indicate that this is a covalent compound. So the prefixes will tell us how many of each one we have. If there is no prefix on the first element, it's simply a single atom of that element, and mono means that we would have simply 1 oxygen as well.